Beautiful ignited souls, we are ready for a new creation. Oh, beautiful ignited souls, now I've got some gems, some jewels I want to adorn you with. I want to put on these lovely jewels of numerology, just make you look really well. You are already beautiful, you're already ignited. But for you to be recognized for who you truly are. And so I welcome you to this channel. Just completing the last of the series of what I have learned, some key points that I have learned through numerology. Basically, through doing these series or these videos, which are hundreds of videos, and that is been from 2017, I have just grown. Of course, it was my intention to promote my books, do series or teachings on the crimson light, but spirit led me otherwise, because what was most important to me is self-discovery, self-full love, which is what I speak about, cultivating the art of self-full love. Now, one of the things I have discovered, which is so fundamental in everything else that you could learn on this channel, learn about the power of language. I have discovered that this is where we get locked into all kinds of tensions, fights, and confusion. It's the language. The language has been structured, and when I speak of language, I'm speaking of 26 letters that we have been given, and of course the word letters also equals 7, if I may say, and numbers, we had 9 numbers. The word numbers also equals 7. So basically 7 plus 7 is 14. It's the art of having this construct that really gets us to discover the Christ within us, the crisp, the wonderful gem that we are, having the two serpents, so to speak, because really 7 or serpent equals 7. And so the caduceus is the makeup of two serpents, which is letters, numbers, as I have said, the two sevens. Now they also come in the construct of what we have seen as the verbatim gods in Genesis of chapter 1 and 2. And these are things that I have learned. You've got to have the eyes to see it, but you have been given some tools, is the willingness to see and understand. In Genesis of chapter 1 and 9 gods, they come from the created God, the created, moved, said, saw, divided, called, made, set, and blessed. These are 9 gods you find in Genesis of chapter 1, and in 2 you will find the ended God, the caused God, the formed God, the breathed God, and the planted God. These are the 14 gods that we have discovered. When I say we, it's the culmination or the unity of the 14 gods within us. They are in you. These are also the 14 gods you need to master, as Jesus did to find the Christ. But there are some gems, as I say, I want to pour on you. I have discovered that in the word death, all death constitute 4, just as we had in 2020. Now we have seen 20, the word 20 equals 8. 2 8s are 16. The word 1 equals 16. And so 1 plus 6 is 7. So this is how we have the two creations in one creation. We have also seen the word caduceus equals 5. I think it comes to 23 or 20 or 32. But however, it is 5, which is life. So basically, we are struggling to find life, to understand life, to create life, to manifest things that life represents. And that has been in the construct of language. The language in itself, as we have said, about the word set actually equals 8, and the word eat equals 8. So there is a lot. I'm just giving some points of what I have discovered. And of course, so God also is 8. So what does that tell you? Food, if we don't eat it, we starve, or we feel we starve, or if we don't breathe, which has got the word 8 or EAT in the middle of the word breathe or breathed, then you see, of course, there is die. So there is also, as I said, 4 in death. When Jesus died, when Jesus Christ died, for instance, they Christian have this all about Jesus. There will we talk about two thieves on the cross, Judas and Jesus. The word two, the word 2 equals 13, which represents death. 1 plus 3 is 4. There is always two that is going to rise, if you like putting two seeds in the ground, and perhaps the carcass or what has been the mother that clothed or represented the covering of the seed, or the shell, or the protectiveness that stayed in the ground. And so in the ground there's always two that will pop up. So here we wonder, of course, there's Jesus. So, of course, the emphasis is on two. So, Jesus and Judas. So, I have done some things on Jesus and Judas, but more and more, I am beginning to see the pattern of Cain killed Abel, or Jacob tricked his brother Esau, or whichever way it was. All of those fights, it had not stopped with Jesus. The story is written in a very cunning, clever, wise way, that when we see his and he shall be called Emmanuel, but we see that Emmanuel has not really gone through all in the story of Jesus. He is called Jesus until the death of his of and resurrection. Emmanuel is not really spoken of. What happened to Emmanuel? This is something that has just come to me. Ignited souls, could it be that it was also important as many other names that had been changed in the Bible, for example, Abraham and Sarah and Paul, and many other names had been changed because there was going to be a transformation? Could it be that the word Emmanuel, which equals 30, was also the cost of the that matched the 30 pieces of silver, and in numerical value also equaled 10, that matched Judas perfectly, and would also represent the masculine and feminine seed for planting, by which we have seen the number 11 derives or shows up. So there is continuity. Could it be that Emmanuel had to be given up in the sense? Remember, this would match the first set of gifts that we were given. To multiply, be fruitful. We have been given instructions to find out the wisdom. So the sign here is to multiply, to replenish. You get rid of and you add. You replenish is to add. So we have been adding, but there is also to multiply and to be fruitful. Fruitful, I think, is 11, but fruit is definitely 11. And subdue, actually, the word subdue is 9. So because that's what everything 9, although it births, but it actually just brings after its kind, and it's 9999. Okay, and to have dominion, which I don't remember, dominion might be 3, but what I am saying here, these were the 5 gifts we were given. Everything is locked in 5, and this is what has been broken. If you like, we need to find our 5 senses from which we can relate. This is how I can relate to you right now. I can feel through my touch. I can see with my eyes. And of course, there's the spiritual aspect of sight and insight. So there's in, as within, so without. So if we speak of 5 here, there is another 5. So basically, there was a therefore a covering of this 5. So this is just my intro, but I have lots of this is going to be majestic, I would say. So I am so grateful and thankful for subscribers who have walked this journey with me, and I'm hoping those of you who join on, even if I'm not doing numerology, there are hundreds of videos that honestly they are really life changing to helping you understand the vibration. You will understand your makeup as a life path number 8 or 11 or 2, 3, whatever it is. 4 or foundation. That's why 4 is always about stability and being foundational. But also through the process of death and rebirth. Okay, so today is the 10th of October. I always find the month, this number 10 is so symbolic as major change in my life, and that had happened in 2008 when I discovered this. I was wondering, why am I having all those great big changes in the month of September, October and November, basically those 3 months. So of course, September is 9 and 10 and 12. Okay, so I always wondered that, and now I have had this insight to change. I've had enough with numerology to keep me sustained, because it's not about having all the knowledge and not having the time to put it into practical motion or activities. And so I can now observe the vibration, how they reverberate. So if you have as actually been seeing 11:11, and you can get excited about this, but you must also really go through some spiritual ritual, if you like spiritual ritual, okay, to get yourself grounded enough and immunize for the changes that is going to happen. So this is about transformation, it's about actualization, and of course always go with forgiveness as your start point. Now, this is what I have, and this I'm just picking up on points that I have learned. And if you've watched, I hope you have watched some of the videos. Let's raise this a little bit so you can see here. So everything I have learned on numerology, as I say, is based on sacrifice template. Please watch the videos on We Are Dead. This is going to be about the fourth presentation. In fact, I did do a video, and for some reason I have accidentally deleted it. I really believe when this happens, it is a way of giving me the opportunity to readdress, not just readdress, but reinforce the discoveries within me. And so, of course, when I do readdress them, new things pop up as well. Now, so here I am going to begin. Now, I may have had things written in the different colors, but again, perhaps that is one of the reasons why I have to readdress this. I'm going to get a feather, okay, a feather to point here. So this is the sacrifice template, which was devised from my curiosity. What's all this sacrifice? And I wanted to know. Okay, so I'm just going over the points here. And left and right. We have discovered that we as creative beings, we use the letters to form words, sentences, write books, and so on. So why would I not begin by changing the formation of or the position of A, B, C, D, or whatever, as long as it still contains the numerical value? So meaning no matter where I put it, it would have the value. So of course, instead of shifting it here or there, this is what I kept, BKT here. Now BKT was one column that in I'm going to try and find the very first video that I did, which you will capture the essence of how this came about, that it wasn't something that I really thought about. I am just as I'm speaking to you right now, although this is recapping, but I was really going through this like live in a way of really saying, let's see what happens. So you can actually be part of the process of what was happening. So here I thought, oh, I'm just gonna say jazz because I wanted to find ways of really learning how to remember the construct of the values. So I'm going to have jazz on this channel, and there's bucket, and there was, because we are talking about sacrifice and what I had learned about Christ, of course, Jesus. I was thinking of the miracles, the basket of fish or bread or whatever it is, and bucket of wine. I say bucket, so bucket or basket. And then there was three. You hear about lucky three, and then DVM. The first thing came to mind was development. Then we had new, of course, when you're in Christ, because I had discovered as well. I'm not even sure if I had discovered that Christ was five, perhaps yes, but then when you're in Christ, you're a new creature. That came up, and that has stayed here. The six for Fox, of course, the cunning Fox, Fox TV. GPY, I said Gypsy Journey, and HQZ, then I said headquarters zone, and IR inland revenue. Now, people, this that I had discovered here, I'm feeling I need to change the position of the camera, but anyway, let's continue. Then I noticed that I didn't have to change anything on the right side because it all seemed to just flow. So right flows, or when you flow, you were doing the right thing, so to speak. Let's just put it this way. Then we saw D, of course, A, B, C, D. I didn't have to change, which is like a dome. It's like reminds me of the dome of our lips or our breasts, our buttocks, or our eyes. Everything has a dome. We are the curve of the world, a dome. So it's like saying a reminder of what is, but it's half of the dome. And this half is like saying there is always another half missing. Of course, we have seen eight as is like the whole, eight like God, because it is really a twisted circle. So here we have D. Okay, and so we didn't have to change this. We didn't have to change two. Now that tells me that there's something very robust and very strict or very restricted. These are set. They are already set in place. So we don't move them. Talking about set, there's 17 on the clock, and set is actually 8 or God, or 17 is God. Okay. So we had S. We cannot move S, or there's no need to move S. S is so supple that it has its nature, that it can, that's the serpent. Basically, like two C's, one facing east, one facing west. Right here. This is the S, which is the serpent. Okay, so of course, we can take time to study each letter and to see what it is telling you, what message, what comes to mind when you see any of these letters. Of course, I have this here as A for a specific reason, for us to be able to see how A, of course, we have changed the position of A here in the middle of jazz, but that tells us that A is also ready to be used, to be recognized, to be shifted. Okay, so what I want to show here, I discovered something. Like, as I say, I'm going to do the serpent thing, and I may jump in and out because I'm really wanting to just show you bits of points that I have learned. And obviously, when you go through the videos, more information will make sense. But I'm ready to sort of get you to be immunized, spiritually immunized with this knowledge, because this is the key that we need to unlock. Now, there is a saying that goes like this, that to if you want to hide something from a black person, put it in a book. And then I thought, every time I hear this, I kind of think, well, why? This does not sound, of course, put it in a book because, again, people weren't allowed to read. But the word read, for instance, goes here where I have shown in my other videos, black or is only here. Black. So if you are wanting to read, you have to break out from this first sack, from the sack, SAC. And of course, breaking from that, you perhaps need to adapt some coldness, like in the ice position here, which is ICE, which is headquarters zone, or gypsy journey. This means you have to travel, maybe be like a gypsy, master the art of traveling, whether in your mind, in it physically, however you do it, inland revenue, of course, all of this be expected to pay some taxes. So, but it means that you'd have to go RE. You already have this A because you are A, and then you have to go into 4, which is where 4 actually also requires a degree of depth, but also planting, also establishing a foundation. So you will have to be able to find yourself here. How do you go into the developmental stage here? Is it no wonder the children of Israel was traveling for 40 years in the desert, or this 4? This is the developmental. It's like there was whoever Moses, which was 8, equals 8, was having to break the children of Israel, break them down, if you like, because 8 is eat. Chew them. This is why he broke the tablet. In fact, the tablet, of course, which you are given as a medicine, you have to, they tell you swallow or chew or whatever it is. Now, this is how my brain works. I have so much I want to give you, so much that has been hidden, and I want to present to you the knowledge for you, for the healing that is necessary, like for the healing of the nation. This is the herb, if you like. The H, again, herb, HER, but B. The B is only here. There is always something this right side is requiring to join, to come into this 2, into the basket or the bucket. They are always required to come into feasting, eating, whatever it is right here, so they can continue. Of course, they are, as we say, there's always dipping in the new. To be renewed, you have to actually always, and this is the sacrifice where Jesus was with his 12 disciples. I don't want to go too much into the what I have done, because I want to really give you some deliciousness here so you can really get it. It is all locked, all the language in the Christian teachings, everything in the scriptures, the way we have been taught, is locked in this sacrifice. Everything is locked in this sacrifice. And I would believe this to be like a construct that happens in the big 5 religions. But you have to, everyone, this is what you have to find your wisdom, find your soul. So, I want to show, for instance, here in this, some points. As I said, the word eat. The word eat equals 8. Is that the Set God? Remember, you hear a lot about the Set, the mythical god or Egyptian god Set. It's the same Set that is teaching us. This is the God that is hidden in all aspects of the Christian Bible, but your preacher will not tell you this, because of course, they are right, and they need your assistance to remain here in this I would say the slave mentality. Give you enough food where you come, you shake hands in the bucket, you break bread, and you know there's and you are nailed because you have to go through the sacrificial thing, and you were taught how to stay here. But this, of course, which 11 is also two, which is the slave, the word slave, I feel. Let's just do this. SLAVE. This is 10, 13, 14. The word slave equals 14. So, of course, equals 14. So 1 plus 4 is 5. And so this is an aspect where the slaves are happening here. This is where they are buried. This is like the buried part of the, remember I said about the two four as death. So number 2, and of course 1 plus 3 forms the B. This is where the bond happens. This is why it is said, whatever you bound in heaven, you bound in the earth. Whatever you bind in or you loose in the earth. So we are here. We are in the BL here, and that's why Christians always tell you about bless you, bless you. BLES, the bless, all only goes to hair, people. Where you are in Christ, you are a new creature. So a lot of people are complaining that they are feeling pressure, they are feeling oppressed because they really are not having access to this part with the Inland Revenue, Headquarters Zone, Gypsy Journey, and to being wise as a fox. So BBLESS. Of course, you have the two serpents with the SS, which is that you need to find out how you can move and navigate and transform this S, the two SS, and then you have ED. You are blessed, but they really say bless you, so it's BLESS, and you go back here. But we need to find out how these two S's, which are the serpents, number 11, S is 1, how we can transform them if you want to experience this part of being right. So here's where we are required to pay extra attention to the ended God, formed, caused, breathed, and planted God. These are the gods of Genesis of chapter 2, which may have seemed like a counterfeit or whichever you want to put it, but this is where you get gain your Christ spirit. Being right or to the right. Now, I'm just going to show here because there is just so, oh please, I want to just ride with with the beast. Ride with the beast. Another thing you have been taught about the beast is so wrong, people. Okay. And to be scared, you hear about it in Revelation. Revelation equals 22. This is what we are talking about. 2:2. It's like the death happening again to set a new foundation. 2:2 or 13. 1:3, but it actually equals 4 in the end. 4. So that's it. Revelation is actually the foundation. So beast. Let's look at the word best. When you are the best, it's the best of everything. But then you put the first letter of the alphabet in the middle and it becomes a beast. What is the numerical vibration of beast? BE, that's 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. This is the 11. So in that case, Jesus, Jesus, that equals 11, is the beast. Now, isn't the beast, as I have showed, as in 1:1, the word one, okay, the word one The word 1 equals 7 and another 1 equals 7. 7 plus 7 is 14. And of course that equals Mother Eve. People, I want to show you so much, but I have to go in accordance with however it happens. It happens. So the beast spoken about in it had 7 heads. It had, if I remember well, and another one had 7 heads. I wouldn't be surprised that there is 4 that equals 7 heads, because then we would be talking about if it's 2 beasts or how many beasts. But it's just showing again, if we look at the 1 equals 16, and so here's the thing: 1 equals 16. So again, if we did 1 in word form, it would give us 16. So this beast is endless. 1 plus 6 is 7. That's what Revelation is about, wanting you to understand this. If we also do the word form for 6, it also equals 16. I have let you into the most delicious insight, people. Why I am doing this? Because I know it's only few people who are going to grasp this. And again, like we are coming in this cycle, a lot of people are going to die because of lack of knowledge, perish. And so only few people, even those who get it, some of them might go into dementia and forget that they have it, die, and then replant it and let the seed grow again. People, let's get it. Let's get it. Let's get it. Now, I'm going to go along with this again. Please, just be this is powerful. The word power equals 5. When you get this knowledge, knowledge is power. When you get, we had the tree of knowledge and the tree of life. So there's so much wanting to just, it's like someone sweating, and this is perhaps by the sweat of thy brow thou shalt live. I'm feeling the knowledge is like just coming out and wanting to just push, reverberate itself out. So knowledge is 2555. Wherever you see these 3 5s, there's lots of changes. So that's 15, 16, 17. Knowledge, no, this is meant to be 6, so it's 18. So knowledge, to know, is 9. Okay, so this is 24. So ledge is 6 and this is 9. So of course 6 plus 9 is 15. So that is 6. Knowledge is 6. Okay, knowledge is 6. So we have life is 5. So we are talking about 5 plus 6, which is 11. That's the thing we need to master. This is the beast. Life and knowledge. The tree of life and knowledge. That's the beast. The 2 beasts. That's the caduceus. So the word caduceus. 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 Okay. Okay. So it's 3 1 4 3 3 5 3 1. So this is 9 12 15 23. So caduceus is 23. So basically caduceus is talking about life. Now life, actually, once you have life, because 6 5, the word 5, F-I-V-E, which equals 24, is 6. So once you have life, you also have knowledge, because you need knowledge to have life. Okay, vice versa, and they are intertwined, the two trees. That's why you have the two serpents twisted and with each other. This is what we are talking about. So that's why you go to the pharmacist, your physician. They give you the tablet which is supposed to represent the caduceus for the healing. But what I am giving you now is your healing. When you get it, because it's about know thyself. Know thyself, actually, I feel equals 5 as well. To 5 gods, which is the formed God, the cursed God, the ended God, the brave God, and the planted God. You are to master these. They come to 38, and 3 plus 8 is 11. So 15 is the last 5 gods here. So that's what you're supposed to do to master this art. And this is why they have the serpent here, to say, yes, I have mastered the two serpents. The two serpents, one swallow the other. There is also, as I say, there is the death and the rejuvenation and reverberation and so on. Okay, now, people. Oh God. It's like I've got to give you some essence. I've just got to give you some. Thank you for watching this, and remember to like and subscribe and share. But most of all, do join me again when we continue this. Thank you. Stay ignited.